welcome to the Tabletop Games blog unboxing video. Today we're looking at On the Underground by LudiCreations, which is a 2 to 5 player route building game. Lasts about 45 to 60 minutes. Age is apparently 14 plus, I think it's probably a bit lower. Weight around 2. The designer is Sebastian Bleasdale, artist Victor Xele. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name, I'm really sorry. But this is a game I kickstarted. It's a reprint of the original On the Underground, but this time it comes with both the London and the Berlin map, which is quite exciting for me. Having come from Berlin myself, obviously I'm looking forward to playing on the Berlin map. But we're not here to describe the game or the gameplay, but I just want to start showing you what comes in the box. So this is the outer sleeve, and you can see it's got some UV varnish on there, so it's quite shiny. It's got two sides. I was showing you the Berlin side just now, and this is the London side, so you can see all the London landmarks. It's, you know, lovely done, lovely sleeve. And then we come to the box itself, which is a standard square box, very nice size. And let's have a look at what is inside. As you would expect, you have the rule book to start with, and this is actually the deluxe edition. I'm not sure whether the sleeve comes with the deluxe edition as well, or whether it's, whether the standard edition comes with the sleeve as well, or just the deluxe edition. I'm not sure, but anyway, let's have a look at the rulebook. So, as you can see, quite a big size, lovely illustrations. We're starting with the components quite clearly, which makes sense, and then we have the setup. Not a lot of text, actually. It's quite a large print, so it probably could have been a smaller rulebook, absolutely fine. But lots of, again, illustrations so you can see what goes where. And then there's the gameplay overview, which is great, so you get an idea of what you're aiming for, what you're trying to do. Taking a turn. As I say, I'm not going to go through it all, but you can see there isn't actually a huge amount of text, but plenty of illustrations and call-outs, examples and things, so you know what you're doing and how it works. Because in this game, it can be sometimes a bit confusing, maybe which route a certain passenger might take, and this is all about you building route and trying to track passengers to go along your route to give you points. And as I say, that can be sometimes a bit confusing, but there we go, it's all explained here. And then on the back, we have the end of the game, and then some examples, and then the acknowledgements, which is very nice. Special thanks to Tool and Harry Back. And you can see there's also gaming rules mentioned. Right, and then as I can see here, the rulebook actually comes in a number of different languages. So actually, let me show you this one. This is the German rulebook, and it has actually a German underground, or rather a Berlin underground station there. I couldn't tell you which one it is off the top of my head, but it's quite nice that they changed the illustrations based on the language. Then I believe this must be French. Have the Paris Metro. No, of course, just the London Underground station. That makes sense, because this is only London and Berlin. And then finally is this, I don't know, is this Spanish? I'm not too sure. I think those are the 4 languages that they chose. Then we come to the main contents. We've got baggie full of different components, which we'll look at more closely in a minute. And then a bag full of baggies, more plastic here. Useful usually, but we're trying to reduce plastic these days, so hopefully one day we'll start seeing other ways of doing this. And then we have the set of cards. I think this must be for the Berlin maps, the Berlin Underground, and then the same cards for the London Underground. And again, we'll show them more closely. And then, of course, as you would expect for most games, nice thick cardboard punch boards. So these ones I'm going to do from the front. I think they're the way they work, and they come out nicely. As I say, they are really thick. Let's have a closer look so you can see the detail on them. They have a linen finish, nice thickness, and then let me punch out maybe one of these. They come out very easily. I'm not going to do them all now, but they literally come out very, very easy. They're double-sided. I'm not quite sure what those means, but I guess these are yeah, double-sided London on one side, Berlin on, so this is probably the player aids, I presume. As I say, I'm not too sure. And then, ooh, here is the game board. Now this is going to be fun to take out, but before I do, actually, let me show you the box lid. It has a lovely picture of a Berlin Underground train. The actual lid, so this was the bottom base, but the actual lid had a picture of the London Underground train, and this is the back near the bottom of the box as well. So again, just has the Berlin illustrations there, there's Berlin landmarks there. But let's see, I don't think I can show you the whole map, but let's try to open it up anyway. It is large. That's as much as I can tell you. It is very big. How does it fold? Okay, it's more like an S fold, is it? Is that what they call it? But it is huge and nice thick. Again, so linen finish. And then on the back, as I say, is the Berlin side, so you see the Brandenburg Gate. And then on the front you have the, well, on the other side you have the London landmarks all there. And as I say, it is huge. It doesn't fit onto the picture here. So let me try and fill that away again. Let's have a look at the components next, a bit more closely. So first of all, let's look at the Berlin components. And these seem to be stuck together. Yeah, that's right, they come apart, that's fine. So this is the East Berlin radio tower. I think that's what it's supposed to be anyway. Wood, quite light. It feels quite light, which I guess isn't a problem, but I'm always sort of surprised how light some of these components actually are if they're made of wood. So this is maybe more like a balsa wood weight, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's the East Berlin radio towers. And I say East Berlin more in the traditional sense because obviously Berlin is now all one. And then we have obviously the clock tower of Big Ben for the London maps, and again in yellow there. Next we have the different, I guess, are these the different passengers? So I've got a person walking, a wheelchair user. I guess this is an elderly person, so these clearly are using the sort of symbols that you might see on maps for the different types of people. Well, someone with a skirt, and so this is supposed to be a pregnant lady. There we go. And then the last of the components are literally just multicolored wooden pieces. So there's loads of different colors because I believe this player count obviously allows to work in different with different numbers of players, and there's plenty of colors. So there will be games where you are choosing 2 or 3 colors depending on how many players there are. But again, I mean, these are just standard wooden pieces, again quite light. And then finally we've got an acrylic person here, which I don't know whether you can see that well, but that's clearly cut acrylic. And then we move on to the cards. So the cards themselves again come in 2 different varieties, the London ones, the different destinations that you would expect. I will not go through all of these, but the cards themselves, nice thick cardstock, feel very nice. As I say, linen finish, they are nice in your hand, should be easy to shuffle as well. And then of course, as I say, the equivalent of the Berlin cards, and as I say, the backs obviously has the Berlin illustrations on them, and some of these names will be obviously familiar to people who have been to Berlin or who have lived there like myself. It obviously includes the whole Berlin area with bidding here. Just trying to see whether I can find a place that is maybe where I used to live. Potsdamer Platz is obviously very popular as well, touristy area. Nothing so far. Liesfelder Tierpark, Messe Süd, Charlottenburg, Neuendorfplatz, Berliner Platz, Bayerischer Platz, Heidelberger Platz, Bundesplatz. I used to study in that sort of area. Schöneberg, now that's getting much closer to where I grew up. Möckernbrücke, Hallisches Tor, Cottbusser Tor, they are all quite familiar to me. Mehringdamm, big exchange station, Hermannplatz. Tempelhof, that's probably the closest underground station to where I used to grow up. Warschauer Straße. Yes, so Neukölln, they're all there. So you probably will find places that you're familiar with. And I'm sorry I had to go through these because that's where I grew up. But that's really all that comes in the box. So let me just show you at the end the lid, as I was saying earlier. So this has the London Underground train in there. And then that's really all the unboxing for On the Underground by LudiCreations. As I say, it's the London-Berlin map. So you've seen the deluxe version. Yes, I'm looking forward to playing this. It's going to be quite fun. I think this will be useful and fun for, I think, the games group as well as playing it with my wife. It's probably a little bit thinky, but not too bad. But yeah, let me finish here and not talk too much about the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please, as always, subscribe, like, and comment below. You know, the more YouTube subscribers I have, the better. And thanks again for all the people who did recently subscribe to bring me up to 100 subscribers. Really much appreciated. Other than that, also check out the description of this video for links to my blog and the Ko-fi and Patreon pages if you want to support me financially. But other than that, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.